Welcome back, and let's continue with our lesson. Let's focus on a few application questions. So let us determine the algebraic equation for the following patterns and then also calculate the 25th term. Let's look at our first pattern here. We have 11, 15, and 19. For us to find the algebraic equation, we need to find the constant difference. How do we find the constant difference? The second term minus the first term, or the third term minus the second term. So if I say 15 minus 11, that will give me a positive 4. And if I say 19 minus 15, that is also going to give me a positive 4. So we now know that our equation is going to start with 4. And remember, we multiply our constant difference with the term number, which is now represented with the letter n. We now need to find what to add or subtract to that equation so that we can get to the first term, which is 11. This is when we are working with the first term. So if I say 4 multiplied by 1, we know that gives us 4, but I need to get to 11. So from 4, how do I get to 11? You are correct. We are going to add 7. This means that my equation is going to say 4n plus 7. Remember, you cannot just depend on one term that you've tested with. You need to test with another one. So let's take the third one and test with that one. So I'm going to say my third term is going to be 4 multiplied by 3. When I add 7, the answer is supposed to be 19. So what is 4 multiplied by 3? That is 12. And when I add 7, yes, my answer is 19. That is how you get confirmation that your equation is correct. Let's move on to the next one. We have 5, 2, and negative 1. So what is 2 minus 5? We are subtracting a bigger number from a smaller number. That means our answer is going to be negative. So 2 minus 5 is a negative 3. Again, a negative 1 minus 2 is a negative 3. So our formula is going to say negative 3 multiplied by the term number, which is n. Let's find the number that we are going to add or subtract. So let's work with the first term. That is going to be negative 3 multiplied by 1. And our final answer is supposed to be a 5. So from negative 3, we know negative 3 multiplied by 1 is negative 3. So from negative 3, how do I get to a positive 5? Negative 3, we add 8. And that will give us a positive 5. So let's just check with the second term to see if that plus 8 is part of our equation. So if I check with the second term there, that is going to be a negative 3 multiplied by 2 for the second term. And then our answer is supposed to be the 2 because the 2 is also our second term. So what is negative 3 multiplied by 2? We know that is a negative 6. And then how do I get to a positive 2? Yes, you are correct. We are going to add 8. So this means that my formula is going to be 2n is equals to negative 3n plus 8. Now, going back to the first one, I actually forgot to find the 25th term. Sorry for that. So let's go back to this one where we are going to say Tn is equals to 4n plus 7. But we are looking for the 25th term. So that is going to be 4 multiplied by 25. Remember, I'm using my brackets and we are going to add 7. Right. So what is 4 multiplied by 25? If you are thinking of 100, you are correct. And then when we add 7, that is going to be 107 as our answer. Let us do the same thing for this second number pattern here at the bottom. That is going to be our term 25. And we are going to just take this formula that we were working with here and say negative 3. We're going to put the 25 in brackets and we are going to add 8. So, what is negative 3 multiplied by 25? If you are thinking of negative 75, you are correct. When we add 8 on that negative 75, our answer is going to be a negative 67. Okay, let's continue. In this next example, we've been given the algebraic equation and we need to find the pattern or the first 3 terms. Let's look at it. So we have here, given the following algebraic equation, find the first 3 terms of the numeric pattern and the 15th term. Our equation reads Tn is equals to negative 2n minus 2. So we now need to find the first 3 terms from the equation. So we are going to say negative 2, and in brackets I am going to place a 1 because we are working with the first term. And then from that 1, we are going to subtract 2. So this is going to be negative 2 multiplied by 1, which is negative 2. And then we are going to subtract 2 from that, and our answer is a negative 4. So that means negative 4 is our first term. Then we have negative 2 multiplied by 2 because we are working with the second term. And our answer there, because negative 2 multiplied by 2 is negative 4, minus 4 is going to give us a negative 6. The next one, which is our third term, is going to be negative 2 multiplied by 3. And then when we subtract 2, that is going to give us a negative 8. For us to find the 15th term, we are going to say negative 2 multiplied by 15, which gives us a negative 30. When we subtract 2 from that, we are going to get a negative 32. Okay, let's look at the next one. We are doing the same thing, but now we are given a different equation, and in the end, we are going to find the 30th term. So, this is going to be 3 plus 1, and that is a 4. Can you see how I am still placing the number in brackets so that it does not confuse us? 3 plus 2 for the second term, and that is going to be a 5. And 3 plus 3 for the third term, and that is going to be a 6. It means my pattern is 4, 5, and 6. Then we have the 30th term, which is going to be 3 plus 30, and that is going to give us a 33. Let's move on to the next one. We've been given a picture again, but now we are looking at the number of triangles. Remember previously we were looking at the number of lines? Now we are looking at the number of triangles. So firstly, let us now complete this diagram and see what our picture number 4 will look like. So as we can see, our picture number 1 has 1 triangle. This one has 3 triangles. The next one has 5 triangles. And the one that we just drew has, yes, you are correct, it is 7 triangles. So I'm just going to fill it out here in my table. For picture number 4, it is 7 triangles. And the next one, do you think you know how many triangles we are going to have? If you are counting and your answer is 9 triangles, then you are absolutely correct. It is going to have 9 triangles. But let us find the algebraic expression for it, or the algebraic equation for it, sorry. So now again, I've represented it in a table. For the first picture, I have 1 triangle. The second picture, I have 3 triangles. Third picture, I have 5 triangles, and we move along with that pattern. But what about in the 20th picture? How many triangles am I going to have? Let's find the equation for it. So the constant difference with these number of triangles is if you said positive 2, you are correct. So 3 minus 1 is going to be 2. And then 5 minus 3 is going to be 2. So that means my pattern is going to start with a 2. We're going to multiply that 2 with the term number. Now, if I take the first term and I say 2 multiplied by 1 for the first term, and I know my answer must be 1. What must I do to that 2 times 1 to get to 1? So 2 times 1 is 2. And then how do I get to 1? From 2, I'm going to subtract 1. And then we are just going to check with another one. I'm going to take the 4th term. So we are going to say 2 multiplied by 4. We know that the 4th term there is a 7. So I need to get to 7. 2 times 4 is 8. And how do I get to 7? I just subtract 1. It means that my rule is going to be 2n minus 1. So my nth term is 2n minus 1. What about my 20th term? We're going to say 2 times 20, which is 40, minus 1 is 39. Then what about my 50th term? 2 times 50 minus 1. If your answer is 99, you are absolutely correct. And then the last one there for term number 200, we are going to say 2 multiplied by 200, which is 400. And when we subtract 1, my answer is going to be 399. Let's quickly go to an ad break, and then we'll see you just now.